As a puzzled recipient of occasional prevision, I sympathize with the Greek prophetess Cassandra nobody believed. I don't know if some of you had the same experience. My fate is the opposite. I find people believe my predictions, and then I worry. You see, as a child, it's always what's happening. I have the feeling that when you tell a future event, it may not happen. Be sort of unlucky if it were a good one. I used to channel my gifts through giving tarot readings all my life. I mean, I used first to do it with palms. But as I didn't know how it worked, I was rather suspicious. This was when I did not understand psychic readings. Yes, I was successful, but until I obtained some rationale for such a curious gift, I distrusted it. After all, my father was a fellow of the Royal Astronomical Society, and very scientific anyway, town planner and all that, and did not accept scientific validity for astrology. He certainly separated from his great interest in astronomy. There has been an unfortunate fission between exact sciences and religion. People born with psychic gifts are disapproved of by both parties. Really don't get a good profile. For instance, Anton Mesmer performed remarkable healing, which he claimed came through animal magnetism. To the religious, he was a heretic, because he did not claim ecclesiastical authority. Scientists ridiculed him because academic scientists of the 18th century declared that animal magnetism did not exist. He was disgraced, branded as a charlatan and heretic. Nowadays, both parties, ecclesiastical and scientific, had him as a pioneer of hypnosis. His reputation was saved. He was simply in error in his naive belief in this animal magnetism. Well, as I'm thinking of it, I believe really that both parties were wrong and not Mesmer. What he called animal magnetism was etheric energy, termed kundalini, you can call it what you like, melusina, chi, or a kind of psychic static. This energy is known to occultists, but not yet accepted by religions or scientific establishments. I mean, they can prove static electricity, yes, but not the other yet. It's too fine to be measured. It's through quarks and things. As for heresy, I believe he used the same healing methods as did Christ and other spiritual healers. As an energy healer myself, I was drawn to the Marseilles pack of tarot. This strange pack, I believe, was inspired by an initiate of energy power. The very patterns and symbolism describe the awakening of the seeker, the fool. Enlightenment is gained through the awakening of the divine spirit through the crown center, the lightning-struck tower. As the apprentice, the fool makes his journey, he becomes the magus. It is the hand of the magus maga that controls the four elements of the suits of each earth, air, fire and water. You'll notice that it's a hand. Now, there are three gifts bestowed upon the newly awakened Welsh magus Taliesin, when, as apprentice little Gwion, he tastes 3 drops from the cauldron of the goddess Ceridwen in the Welsh myth. These are inspiration, prophecy, and shape-shifting. And I've got an immense cauldron because it used to go and make food for animals and water. It's huge, and I put in representations of these gifts. During my account of the alchemical adventures of the twins, Aidan and Elaine, I dealt with inspiration through the stars in Nuit of the Starry Night. Through Brigid of the Rainbow Planets, I dealt with practical lessons derived from the energy centers within our own bodies, related to the sacred planets, reflection of the stars. I did find shape-shifting a challenge. To attain cosmic consciousness, various mystical states are experienced. Omnipotence power deals with the practical use of occult forces through the planets. Omniscience, all science, deal with the universal inner knowledge we seem to have of emblems, if we have a mind that sees in emblems. or like hieroglyphs, as it were. The language of symbols, emblems and hieroglyphs are the keys to linking the spheres of ascent and descent of the soul through spirit to divinity and back. The most friendly form of greater consciousness is omnipresence. My sister-in-law Pamela had the gift of communion with trees and plants. This omnipresence was the inspiration behind the great New Age movement, you know, people call them hippies and things, that swept through young people, especially young, during the 60s and 70s of the last century. Now the swing is towards omniscience, using symbols to attain wider consciousness. But the New Agers are just developing. They haven't disappeared, but they're getting more sophisticated. This leads to the spread of symbolic art, and you find now the great occult revival. First they turned to Hinduism to get this feeling, the pantheon of omnipresence, but now they do want to get back to their own ancient dates of the Golden Dawn. After all, I remember knowing them. I enjoyed describing the alchemical twins experiencing shape-shifting, extreme omnipresence, because this is an antidote to that paranoia. I am the highest that can afflict those on the path. To become a whale, a centipede, a hen, is an effective cure for acting as Queen of Atlantis, Emperor of Lemuria, as I've met them, as we all have. By all means do the celebrity role. If you have very low self-esteem, they pep you up a bit. But for its reverse, there is nothing more down to earth than to find yourself a contemplative sow. Now I propose taking the twins on a Zodiac pilgrimage through the Taro, because this brings them into contact with fellow pilgrims. Tower, I believe the Tower, the very word comes from Tower, the goddess of destiny of Egypt, T-A-U-R. I wonder why she became a hippopotamus later, but then I realised you make clay tablets of mud. They start off alone, the twins, and end as part of a spiritual family. Well, that is to be hoped. We all long to find our spiritual family, and from there we can spread to everybody. If they fail, well, they can always try again. There's all the time in the world.